Well, good afternoon. How you guys doing? Hope you're having a great start to your day. No, finish to your day. Good to be with you this afternoon. I'll wait for a few folks to come on. Make sure you can see me and hear me. Here we go. We got a few coming on here this afternoon. A new year. Rosa, your first one up. Linda, nice to have you with us. John, Elgin, Illinois. Nicole, good afternoon. Dorita, Manitoba. Janice, how are you? Nativity, Happy New Year to you guys. Nick from our staff. Nancy. Donnie, Indiana. Well, hello, Indiana. Julie, Sturgeon, Wendy, Markham, Steph, hello. Happy New Year. Donna, Pam, hello, Pam. Charmaine, hope you guys are having a great day. I think a lot of people are still off. Maria and Justin in Sudbury. Never heard of it. Ruth Ann, Diane, Alicia, South Carolina, Nellie, Zian, and Donna. Nice to have you guys with us. Mona and Marilyn. Aberg, Ontario. Aberg, never heard of it. Joy and Carol Ann. Love you guys. Alana, Nova Scotia. Akko, hello. Serpa, nice to have you. Evelyn, Riviera Beach, Florida. Wow, nice place. Nellie and Bernice. Okay, let's get going here. And what I want to talk to you about today is we're going to. How many people have signed up to do the reset? A lot. Okay? Some started on the 1st, and most are starting. They were going to start today. So I want to pump your tires today and tell you at least, I wrote them down. Let me write it. Let me tell you what number I got to. I got to 22 reasons you want to do the reset. Okay? Now, remember what the overarching principle is. The overarching principle of the reset is to fix. What is it to fix? The overarching principle is to fix insulin resistance or high circulating insulin. Okay? That, my friend, is really, really important. The most important thing you can do for your health. I'm convinced of this. If you did nothing else for your health, that would give you the biggest benefits would be if you got your insulin resistance down. I went through our post and 22 at least things that got better with, well, I'm up to 23 because I just had one come up on my computer. If you go to our private Facebook group, some of the testimonies there are incredible. But 23 things that getting your insulin fixed. Now, look, it's January. What does that mean? Resolutions. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't care if people make resolutions. I mean, I'm not going to stop that. what I aim for and what the reset will help you with more than a lot of other things and would be lifestyle. By going past the 3-week mark, you're forming a habit. And I want to form habits. But it does take the 30 days to fix the insulin resistance at the cellular level. So what do people do in January? Usually, the gyms are full in January and usually empty by February. Because people, I didn't know it was going to be so hard. Now, as we start off on the reset, and for the folks who have never done the reset, this group, our private Facebook group, is for you. Make sure you put your name in there. If you have any questions, if you have any struggles, we want to hear from you. Really, we want to help you. And there are many members who have done the reset, thousands and thousands of them, who will help you out, encourage you along the way. Okay? For those who have done the reset, okay, and want to do it again, hey, great thing. Do I recommend 30 days? Yes. Some people do it once. Some people are on their 9th reset. But you can do a reset for 1 week if you've already done it, just to reset and empty the liver, okay, to fix insulin resistance. Now, let me say this, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. The healthiest weight loss program is the reset. It's the healthiest because it's not yo-yo dieting. It's not starving. It's not calories. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with resetting your metabolism. Remember, 88% of the population, 88% of the population in North America are metabolically unwell. And I knew that. And that's why I set up the reset. Originally, the reset was to put type 2 diabetes into remission. Because remember, diabetes is not, diabetes is not a blood sugar problem. That is only a symptom. Diabetes is a problem of insulin resistance, meaning you've secreted insulin for too long, too much, over a long period of time. Your cells resist it, and your pancreas has no choice. If you insist, or if people insist on eating carbohydrates, then your pancreas has no choice whatsoever other than to secrete more and more and more insulin in order to stabilize your blood sugars. So let me repeat that. Diabetes is not a problem of blood sugar. Blood sugar is a symptom. It's a symptom. The problem with diabetes is insulin resistance. You're secreting too much insulin. And by changing fuels, you will fix insulin resistance. What that will do, and again, I'm up to 23, and I'm thinking even of some more, because I didn't talk about the some of the big ones, like diabetes. I didn't even mark that down. So, here is, and let me just say this, I will put up the reset 30-day program up against any any weight loss program that you know. Name me a weight loss program, and I'm telling you, I'm not against weight loss. Of course I'm not. But if you make weight loss your primary goal, you have a recipe for failure. Why is that? Because then it will be restrictive. And the second you stop that program, you're going to gain your weight back. It is much better if you will change your fuels, not calories, fix your metabolism, fix insulin resistance, and one of the byproducts is weight loss. It's a byproduct. And obesity, by the way, obesity is not a problem of calories. It's not. It's a problem of insulin. Obesity is a problem of insulin. So we're going right to the very root. Because people ask me this probably every day, if not every second day. Well, Doc, can I eat 100 eggs? Yeah. In a week? Yeah. Now, I don't think you're going to. I don't think you need to. But I don't want you counting. Because that's not the point. The point is fuel. If you give your body 100% octane, meat is a high octane fuel. On the other end of the spectrum, you have meat here, and you would have sugar here. You have eggs here, top of the food chain. Nutrients and the amount of insulin that you need. Okay? Nutrients and the amount of insulin that you need to break down eggs is a little wee bit. Just a touch. You get a piece of bread and you need a lot of insulin. It's just how your body operates. Because bread rapidly will turn to sugar. And insulin's job, as you know, is to take sugar out of your bloodstream and park it. It's the traffic cop. And just one more thing about weight loss. In the book, The Reset, there's a picture there of a jail guard. And in behind the bars is fat. And as long as insulin is present, it is impossible to lose weight. Because it's a jail guard, it will not let fat escape. That's all in the book, The Reset. Okay? So, what's going to happen? What are the benefits? These are all testimonials. Some people had several of these things get better. Some of them had a few. But there wasn't anybody that even people that were disappointed with the reset. They were better. Their inflammation markers were down. They were, maybe not 100% happy, but 99% of people, 99% were more than happy with the reset. And it's doable. Is it easy? Well, it's not easy. It depends on how bad habits have been. If you're a carbaholic, it's not easy to give up carbs. Who said it was? But you don't starve. You're replacing fuel. Carbs is dirty fuel. Carbs is like you putting bad gasoline in your car. That's what carbs are. They don't burn very well. You don't run your fireplace or a wood stove with paper and twigs. You might help to start your fire, but you're not going to heat your home without logs, and eggs, meat, and cheese are logs on the fire. Okay, so you know me, I've used many, many illustrations. So obesity is a symptom of insulin. You go to the mall. I guess they're closed. Oh, you don't want to get me going. Anyway, use your eyeballs and observe. People are big. There's a lot of obesity. And I feel like tapping people on the shoulder when they're obese and saying, if you will do this program for 30 days, if you would trust me for 30 days, I will change your life. I'll change your life. Because I'm going to show you something that's doable, that's rewarding, that will change your habits, will change your hormones. Obesity is a huge problem of hormones, and the number one hormone that it's really got a problem with is insulin. Never mind the thyroid. Here. So I've jotted down from testimonials. Some of these are in the book. We get testimonials every day on the Reset. Some of them are just unreal. Okay? I should read a few of them to you. Belly fat. Belly fat. People have noticed a big difference. Some people have even said, Doc, I only lost a few pounds, but boy, my clothes fit so much differently. And people observed like just how much better I look. Yep, because the worst fat is visceral fat, and belly fat is part of metabolic syndrome. Belly fat. It's where you have your fat that can be very dangerous, especially around your organs. High blood pressure. Consistently, we've heard people helping their high blood pressure, because remember, high blood pressure is only a symptom, guys. It's not a disease on its own. It's a symptom. Oftentimes it starts with insulin resistance. That affects your kidneys. The kidneys go into vasoconstriction, and then you're in trouble blood pressure wise. Okay, blood pressure, insulin resistance, high triglycerides, the fat balls. They're going to go down, and if your fat balls go down, your triglycerides go down. Your HDL will go up. Your cholesterol will go up. Your cholesterol is going to go up. Your good cholesterol is going to go up. Hello? You have no idea how good that is for you. I was reading a study this morning, new study that came out just before the new year. And in where was it? In Switzerland. Here's the study. 75% of people, and this is confirmed by other studies, by the way, 75% of people that have a heart attack have completely normal cholesterol levels. Completely normal cholesterol levels. Swiss study that confirms another, several studies, one as early as 2008. It's a cholesterol myth. Older patients, here's this Swiss study, older patients with low cholesterol die young in Switzerland. Here, I'm going to give you a high five. I've got low cholesterol. Oh, good. You're going to die young. Is that what you wanted? Cholesterol doesn't cause heart disease. And people they get a little uptight with me because I won't talk about LDL. Okay? I won't talk about it. Low density lipoprotein. Okay? Doc, why don't you talk about it? Well, I don't care about it. It doesn't mean anything to me. And by the way, can I just say something? LDL is not cholesterol. It's a lipoprotein. It's not a cholesterol. It really isn't cholesterol. And the biggest selling drugs of all time, statin drugs, cholesterol lowering medication, the only thing they can do, they will do this. They'll lower your LDL. Well, so what? What does that do? What does that do? So your triglycerides are going to go down, and your HDL, which is very, very, very important, will go up. Teeter-totter. You send those triglycerides are made by carbohydrates. They're made by sugars. When your liver is full, you're in trouble and you're going to make triglycerides. Fatty liver. Fatty liver. Metabolically, what starts in the liver, it's not Las Vegas, guys. What starts in the liver doesn't stay in the liver. What starts in the liver makes triglycerides and lowers your HDL, causes fatty liver. You're going to get fat packed in around your liver. Very, very dangerous. Why is it dangerous to have fat around your liver? Well, remember what your liver is. Your liver makes your hormones. Your liver, 80% of your conversion of T4 to T3 for your thyroid occurs in your liver, but not if your liver is all gummed up with fat. When your liver is all gummed up with fat, it sends that fat into your bloodstream as triglycerides. Your liver becomes inflamed because of the fat, and that inflammation can leave your liver and start to destroy your blood vessels away from your liver, like your heart and brain. What starts in the liver doesn't stay in the liver. That's the problem with the liver. And the liver never gets a lot of ink. Because who thinks about their liver unless it's not working? You know what the problem with a fatty liver is? Unless you get an ultrasound done, it's hard to detect. But I can tell you if you've got fatty liver, all I need to do is look at your blood work, and I don't even care if you send me your liver enzymes. Just give me your triglycerides and your HDL, and I'll tell you that you got fatty liver. I don't care if your doctor says you have or not. Don't wait for that. If you're metabolically unwell, if you got high blood pressure and you got belly fat, you probably got fatty liver. And if you get your blood work done and check your triglycerides and your HDL, you got fatty liver. If those things, I often write to my staff because they send me blood work and I say, well, that's upside down. Triglycerides are high and the HDL is too low. It should be the other way around. It's upside down. I just say it's upside down. One of these days, doctors are going to clue in. One of these days, cardiologists are going to be worried about triglycerides. It's basic. It's basic biology. It's basic physiology. You need to fix those things. Sarcopenia. How many people have found out when they change their fuels, they start building muscle instead of fat? Instead of, listen, you can be skinny as a rake and very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Because for some people, they just don't have the ability to make fat cells like other people do. You see, obesity to some extent is a protection of the body. The body will do everything it can for a person not to become a diabetic. So for some people, insulin works and works and overworks, and it makes fat, and it starts to store it, and it makes fat all over the place, around the organs, and then it makes a fatty belly, and then it makes fat around the hips, and fat in the back, and fat in the neck, and fat everywhere. That is the body's ability. By the way, think about it. That is the body's ability to keep a person away from diabetes. Because one thing your body knows, guys, you know what your body knows? That sugar left in your bloodstream will kill you. It's so toxic that obesity really is a protective mechanism. So when a person is skinny and they got sarcopenia, which is muscle wasting, they're in trouble. They're not healthy. They have inflammation. They don't know it. Inflammation, some people think of inflammation the wrong way. Well, there's two types of inflammation. There's, you kick me in the knee, that's going to hurt. And the body will start to inflame at the spot. That's your body's ambulance system. Right? That's a good thing. You get a virus. You get a fever. What is a fever? Well, it's inflammation. It's your body's ambulance system bringing more enzymes, more protein, and usually to the sinuses and, maybe to the lungs, and you're all inflamed and you got a headache and you don't feel good. But your body's burning up because of the ambulance. It's built in. It's running to catch that virus and destroy it. Heat it up till it leaves. But I'm not talking about that type of inflammation. I'm talking about the silent type. The one that if you have elevated insulin, one of the responses to that is inflammation. If you have fatty liver, one of the responses to that is inflammation. It's silent. No pain, usually. No symptoms. You might be fatigued. And people go, Doc, how did that person, they were healthy, it seems, and then they had a heart attack and they dropped. I said, well, they probably had inflammation going on for 7 or 8 years, and it was destroying their blood vessels, but they had no symptoms until they got a blood clot that got lodged in the heart. Okay? So that's inflammation. You're going to fix that. You're going to fix that secondary inflammation when you do a 30-day program of resetting the body. It's one of the big pluses is you're lowering your markers of inflammation. It is common. It's almost invariable. If you have a friend, okay? If you have a friend or somebody in the family that has inflammation or even not silent inflammation, where they actually have a lot of joint pain, like an arthritis, tendinitis. You know how many people with tendinitis, carpal tunnel, sore wrist, numbness in their fingers, neuropathy that got better with the reset? Incredible amount. I'll tell you, folks, insulin is a bad actor when it's used too much. It's a bad actor. It's no fun what it does to the body from your head to your toes. Thinking of this, one of the things the reset does, and this is common feedback that we're getting. And I got that. I wrote about it in the book, The Reset, because we had so many testimonies of this. The brain. Remember what Alzheimer's is? The first name for Alzheimer's was type 3 diabetes. Did you know that? Dementia. Okay? Type 3 diabetes. Your vascular, your blood supply to the brain, and we've brought to you how many podcasts, how many times on the brain. The sugar and the brain don't get along. Sugar and your memory don't get along, guys. They don't. Diabetics are 50% more likely to get Alzheimer's. Did you know that? Why? Insulin. What happens when insulin resistance, happens? It's a cascade of problems. One of them is when insulin is too high. The blood-brain barrier. You got a blood-brain barrier. It protects your brain from toxins. It doesn't let any toxins get into your brain. No mercury, no lead, no cadmium, no yeast. It's supposed to. The problem is, we could talk about leaky gut, leaky brain, but I want to talk to you about just specifically about the blood-brain barrier and insulin. Do you know that when you have insulin resistance, insulin can't cross the blood-brain barrier? What does that do? What happens if insulin can't cross the blood-brain barrier? And you have, let's say you decide, you guys don't do this, but somebody in your family or friends, they have a soda, 14 teaspoons of sugar, okay? Pepsi or Coke, it don't matter. 14 teaspoons of it. Or Mountain Dew, 20 teaspoons, I think? You can hardly think about that. But anyway, let's just say you're having a soda. Okay? In Canada, we call it a pop. Okay? And you got insulin resistance. You know what happens in the brain? Your brain is headquarters. So if you insist on eating sugar, the brain is the federal government. It's going to tax first. So it says, sugar, I get 25%. Come here. It's not that your brain likes sugar. It's that if that's what you insist on eating, then your brain will say, okay, I get 25% of that. It's like taxes, right off the top. It goes to the brain. Guess what part of the brain especially? Oh, the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain. Okay? And the problem is, if you have insulin resistance, if you have high circulating insulin, insulin can't get across the blood-brain barrier. What's insulin's job? To take sugar out of your bloodstream, but it can't get it into the brain because the blood-brain barrier won't let it in. One of the biggest studies. I should actually review it for you again because it was done, I probably did a podcast on it a couple of years ago. But the area of your brain that is affected most by sugar is your hippocampus. Hypothalamus, yes, that is where your hormones, your hormonal center in your brain, ladies, is in the hypothalamus. It controls your thyroid, your cortisol. It controls the ovaries. Anyway, let's leave that there. It likes sugar too, but not like the memory center, which is called your hippocampus. Remember, you only have to remember two areas of your brain. Hypothalamus, hippocampus. Okay? Hippocampus, campus, school, college, campus. If you give it sugar, it'll take it. And insulin can't get across the blood-brain barrier to go get it. I'm telling you, folks, you've heard it here. Maybe first. This is why we see so much dementia and Alzheimer's. Imagine in the United States of America and Canada, they're all talking virus, but that's not the big problem, guys. The big problem is the memory. Number 3 killer. In United Kingdom, why don't they call me? I'll tell them how to fix it. The biggest problem in the United Kingdom, the number 1 killer is dementia, Alzheimer's, number 1. If you understand the physiology of how your brain works and what fuel your brain loves, steak, feed it. Your brain loves eggs, feed it. Your brain will thrive with cheese, feed it. It will destroy. If you cannot get insulin to cross that blood-brain barrier and to get into the hypothalamus, you know what happens? Sugar starts destroying brain cells in a hurry. And that's what happens. And that's what happens. Have I encouraged you to start the reset? Guys, it's January the 3rd. Those listening on a podcast, it'll be a little bit later, but it still will be January. Never too late. Do you know what? It's never too late. Are you 80 years old? Good for you. Start the reset. You got sore joints? You're not well? Start the reset. You'll fix your insulin. You'll fix the liver. 6 days on the road and I'm going to get the liver clean tonight. 6 days, that liver is clean. It will empty itself. That's how fearfully and wonderfully your body is made, guys. It's unbelievable. You want your memory back? Change your fuel. Fix insulin, please. Okay. Guys, you have been, as usual, wonderful. As we fly into 2022, I can hardly believe I'm saying it. I remember when I was a kid, and I thought of the year 2000 as a kid, born in 1952. Oh, the year 2000, I'm going to be an old man by then. Here we are in 2022. Wow. Looks like we made it. So far, okay? Guys, you're more than loved. You're more than loved. God loves you, and so do I. How's that? Okay. Friday, question and answer. Now, Thursday, you might give me a little bit of feedback. Give me a little bit of feedback. Do you like this 4 o'clock time? I know you love the mornings, okay? I know that. That's the vast majority of people. Thursday is going to be afternoon, or do you like 7 p.m.? Okay? So why don't you give us some feedback, and then we can make a decision on that. Like 4 o'clock's all right for me too, okay? Okay, now guys, I love you dearly. I mean that sincerely. If you're not a member of the private Facebook group, please join in there and tell us you're doing the reset. We're going to pump up your tires. We're going to coach you. We're going to keep you going. We're going to keep you accountable. Okay? You can do it. You can do it, for sure. Absolutely. Love you. Talk to you soon.